sheets.
Wait. Has the wolf walked outside yet?
No,
or
no. God,
that's
no.
okay. That's
No.
later.
No, what am I, an asshole? Gabriel says, I'm not going to give up out there, Rick. I'm going to keep pushing forward, no matter what. And
He's
Rick
really
says,
trying to just prove that he's worth taking along.
And Rick says, yeah, I know, but he said it like, if you don't, I will put a bullet in your head, or this axe,
All
whichever is quieter or more appropriate to the zombie situation.
I felt like it's a, yeah, I know, now you will. Like,
Oh, really?
It took you this fucking long. But
I thought it was a threatening, yeah, I know.
see, I came down on the side of, like, Gabriel has started to learn a lesson. It only took, thousands of walkers pouring into a town for him to learn this fucking lesson. But I felt like he had took something away from this.
Sure. So Ron is still sullen. Sam is quietly losing his shit in the corner as he's getting covered with guts. So Denise is now left trying to use logic on the psychotic with a knife and try to talk him into not killing her. Mm-hmm. And he's like, hee, this is cute, and goes to gut her when Tara and Rosita come in with guns drawn as he takes Denise by knife point. Now Tara, who last episode hung off of a fucking steel wall with one hand and drilled zombie headshots from 30 yards away, suddenly decides to disarm herself because this guy says to, when she's 10 feet away with a clear headshot at the guy. This,
I don't get it.
We talked about this, I think, on the Instant Cast, but, like, again, it's kind of annoying in cop shows when cops do that in the context of backup and all this other stuff, and really where's the guy going to go, like, ultimately. Here, where this guy could kill the entire town, it's just insane. Like, really, you can't think of a way to invert this trope in the zombie apocalypse.
That's the thing. They're using all these TV shorthand sort of things for danger and for these big buttons that you push.
Also, what are they going to do with this wolf that's going to be cooler or more interesting than Tara just blowing him away?
How about have him magically walk outside into what I presume is a crowd of walkers?
Sure.
With Denise.
Right.
I mean, I know he's in that little enclosed, caged-in area. But where's he going to go?
No, I get it.
He just walked into his own cage, man.
I'm just saying that, like, I can't think of anything they're going to do more interesting than just having Tara, like, and for once, invert the trope. Like, drop your guns. Pow! I know there's been movies to shows that do that, but that's what I was hoping. Like, oh, this is funny. And that would kind of, like, somehow, I mean, I guess it would rob Carol and Morgan's debate of any meaning that it didn't have anyway. So I'm on board with that idea. She should have just shot him right between the eyes.
Yeah, I think it would have been plenty realistic. What about...
So now, again, congratulations, assholes. He's upgraded to a gun. He's now got a hostage situation, and he has a gun.
Given another wolf another gun.
2, if you manage to pick up both.
So I assume that Eugene, Tara, and Rosita ended up in the garage of this house, and he picked his way into this house? Because they couldn't have gone through.
Yeah, I mean, maybe the jail is on the back half of the community center.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly where it is, but they must have been in the same building.
But they came in from the front door.
How?
It would have made more sense for them to come from the interior of the house.
How the fuck are they walking around the town?
Yeah,
it's flooded with walkers. They made it a point that no one can leave.
Yeah, not even Rick
Yeah. With the group of biggest badasses around. Michonne, Rick, Carl.
Yeah, and again, that was my point, I guess. Like, if all you could do is sit and watch the wolf, then sit and watch the wolf. But if this is so lightly guarded, then Michonne, I feel like that Carol and Morgan should have fought their way outside and see if there's an angle. Could they get to the armory? Anything other than staying...
That's why I assumed they were just in the same building and picked their way in through the house. But
yeah,
that's shocking.
Anyway, guess what?
What?
Glenn and Enid sitting in the tree, Looking
at
straight at Maggie. Still on her perch, and it seems to galvanize Glenn, although Enid's still wearing the "this is a fucking terrible idea" face.
Well, now she can't do anything about it. He's seen Maggie.
Right.
Too late.
Yeah. Deanna is about to put a gun to her head, but she hears the zombies shambling up the stairs and decides to go out in a blaze of glory instead.
Yeah.
And as I mentioned, this would be 100 times more compelling if I gave a shit about Deanna's survival or her as a character in any way. But, firing the 6 shots off, probably not hitting anyone in the head, and giving a primal scream before getting ripped apart, that's fine.
Yeah,
she's going to serve as a distraction. Yeah, she's going to serve as a distraction for the other zombies at least.
Sure,
but he's well shot. You know, if this foundation had been there, it would have worked. Mm-hmm. So everyone's all gutted up, including little Judith, who gets kind of like put in underneath a zombie pouch. I think Carl's holding her, right?
I don't know. I don't remember who's holding her, but yeah, I thought it was funny that they just covered her in a sheet and covered that with guts.
Yeah, and Jesse's like, see, baby Judith isn't all fucking losing her shit, Sam. And everyone starts walking out the house, and it seems to be working. And as they file past ranks of walkers, Sam starts up with the mom, are we there yet? Are we there? Are we at the armory yet? Are we there?
I'm not blaming you, Sam.
No,
but
I'm not.
Oh my God.
You're the worst.
This is bad timing.
You're the worst person to have in this little party. Do you think what else could they have done? Like, is it possible that they could have locked them in the attic? Like, okay, Ron, Carl, Judith, and Sam, you guys stay up in the attic and lock yourselves up in there, and the adults are going to gut up and go outside. It seems foolhardy to take this much, not just baggage, but the kind of baggage that would make you, if Father Gabriel gets drug off by zombies, well, sorry, Gabriel. Mm-hmm. Now you know what your congregation felt like. Judith gets menaced by zombies, and everyone is going to have to feel like they need, or Sam, like, you got to defend children, right?
Sure. So
it's like it's their net detriments, and also Judith is capable of screaming because she's hungry, or because her diaper's wet, or because something's scary or smelly, or any damn reason, really.
Yep.
And Sam is an emotional train wreck. I don't know, man. I don't know. This feels like the makings of another Quarry plan.
Well, I feel
you didn't think it all through, Rick.
Maybe you're right. I feel like Morgan in this situation, though, like, is leaving them in the attic by themselves a better plan? Like, what if we can't get back to them? Like, how long are they going to be up there? What if we all get killed? They're just going to stay up there.
But that's the thing. Like, if if the adults don't make it, then the children die anyway.
Maybe, unless some of the other adults
chances of making it are vastly improved by leaving the children behind.
It's true.
Which directly improves the children's chance of survival.
Well, kind of. I mean, because you still got Carol and Morgan and Eugene and Tara and Rosita, and all those other people are still out there, right?
Right.
Who could potentially save them if they leave them behind. I don't know.
I just think that it seems insane to bring a baby and Sam, who's already losing his shit. Yeah,
for sure.
It's a big risk. But yeah,
they really try to turn walking into a moment here. Like, we're gonna swell the music. Look, guys, we've written 52 minutes of episode here. We're 2 minutes away from the mid-season finale. I know we're talking about Netflix, but
start shooting this at 60 frames or at 300 frames per second. Yeah, because we're going to really slow it down.
We need to do something here to make people care at the end.
It was actually, again, if they'd done the basics right, that stuff would have worked.
Yeah, and it did kind of feel like a moment. And with Sam shouting, you do ask the question, are the walkers going to turn on them? And they give you a very conspicuous shot of a walker's back as Sam walks by it, and it kind of hangs on him. Mm-hmm. And you get the sense that maybe he has heard Sam. Yeah. Because he's right behind him.
Yeah.
I don't know. That was fairly effective. I just don't think that the rest of the episode earned that moment.
Sure.
It was pretty boring throughout.
I mean, maybe the play would be to gag Judith, and I don't know. Can you gag a baby? Seems like a dangerous thing.
Can you cover a baby in a blanket covered in guts?
You certainly can do that. I'm just like,
I mean,
is there a way you can force a child to be silent without knocking them out?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't deal with kids. I have no idea.
I mean, it's clear. There's clearly no legal or ethical way to do it.
Yeah.
But in these kind of contexts, what do you do? That's always like a nightmare situation. You're trying to hide from some monster or some, like a Nazi situation, trying to hide in the attic, and you got a small child or a colicky baby or someone with allergies. Like, it's the worst, man. What do you do?
You're hiding in a wall and Judas decides he's going to sneeze.
Yeah.
His name's not actually
Cypher.
Judas, but that's what I call him.
Yep.
Yeah, Cypher decides he's going to sneeze.
Yeah, I mean that's a much. You just kill him because he's a Judas asshole.
Yeah.
Take your silver 30 pieces. All right, so That's it.
That's the episode.
That's the episode. As a mid-season finale, I feel like it didn't do a really great job of making me want to see what's going to happen next.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Aside from that small tidbit with Sam at the end, I was not excited for.
Agree or disagree?
Next.
A better season finale would have been the wall falling. That's a genuine cliffhanger where it's like,
it is. Yeah.
I want to see what's going to happen. This situation is such a mess now that it's like, okay, But
I feel like the wall falling is good if the stuff leading up to it is not drug out for episode upon episode, and I feel like that happened this season. So like, I almost think they should have rushed this a little faster. Like, get us to the wall falling and the attack and all this stuff somewhere around like episode 5, 6.
Sure.
Have an episode to deal with the aftermath of it, an episode or 2, something like that.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure why the episode, the Walking Dead seems to. It seems like they really slow down and take their time and delay getting to the heart of the story. And then when they get to like the heart of the story, everything feels oddly rushed.
I wonder if it's just because they know they've got these sets that they're just going to destroy and never use again, right? Like, it's a big production. I get it. But because like I'm thinking of other shows, they tend to be a little more stationary, I guess.
Yeah.
Than The Walking Dead, and so
But The Walking Dead makes so much damn. That's
the problem. That's where the argument falls apart, right?
Yeah, like I get it. This was a 1.7 million basic cable darling.
Yeah.
Like Mad Men, you can't switch up sets and do all that stuff as much as you want. But this is a fairly cheap show to produce. If honestly your biggest expense is. In years where you're just going from place to place, you don't even need a set. You just go out in the middle of the goddamn woods.
That's true. Yeah.
But when you do need a set, you can use it for a half season and you got to go on. Like, I feel like that's something you do.
Yeah, I just wonder if they don't want to do these things and like have multiple sets in a season.
Why? Can they afford
budgetary reasons? I don't know. That's my guess. Because it seems like they're really dragging this out, and I just don't. I don't think it's doing them any favors.
So, like, there's this argument, like in college sports, because the thing with the NCAA is the deal is these athletes play for free, and we give them a free education. The caveat is they
don't actually get an education.
The most athletes, they just want to go to the NFL, the NBA, or whatever, and they're not getting a good education, and they're not getting good grades in the shitty education they're getting. But also, the schools are making literally billions of dollars collectively.
Yeah.
That NCAA says, well, sure, we're making billions of dollars, but you're not seeing the money we're spending on the volleyball programs and the gymnastics programs and the soccer programs. And like, those people don't make shit, and they're not going to go on to professional careers, and there's not endorsements. So, you got to accept the fact that we're making money, obscene amounts of money on these amateur players that are not allowed to get paid or any kind of kickbacks at all, so we can pay for all these other services. And whether you believe them or think it's lying or it's a shell game, I'm just saying, like, what if AMC told you the only way we can make the Halt and Catch Fires and the Hell on Wheels and the Low Winter Suns and, oh God, where is this going? The only way we can take
Into the Badlands.
The only way we can take flyers on those shows is we make obscene money on The Walking Dead, keep it for ourselves, and then fund productions of their stuff.
Sure.
That's our big tent that we're going to keep the serious dramatic stuff going, and it's just.
But they're taking a big risk doing that. I mean, if they cheap out so much on a show, on their big show that's providing all the money for the rest of their shows, so much that people don't watch it anymore because they're not like concerned about the writing or like they're delaying stuff to save money, like that can backfire on you.
Yeah,
it hasn't here yet, and I don't know if it ever will. It's such a huge thing, but who knows?
All right, well, that's all the thoughts I had.
So I've heard there's this thing called Christmas coming up.
The Christmas tree sitting between us in the studio would seem to be good evidence that it is indeed that time of the year.
Yeah, I mean, most people put, glass ornaments on ours. We have glass ornaments of sorts.
We do. They are. They're 50 airline-sized bottles of booze.
Some of them glass, some of them plastic.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Christmas spirit is infesting everything we do at this point of the season, including the obligatory gift buying And you got people in your life who you're like, man, I don't know what to get them. Like,
yes,
I don't really know them all that well. They're reserved. They're closed off. What am I going to buy these people?
I have a question that can get to the heart of things.
What is the question?
Are they normally clean shaven?
Okay.
If the answer is yes, they are, then proceed to the next step, which is
to go to harrys.com and check out their razor packages. They have a bunch of different gift sets set up right now. They provide all sorts of razors and accessories like shaving creams and gels and aftershave lotion, stuff like that. Really good value, really good price. I've been using them now for a year. I've been thrilled with the quality. I've tried other places and the quality just wasn't quite as good. And I know that if you're buying these things off the shelf, you're paying way too much.
Oh yeah,
way too much.
You're paying twice as much for half the quality.
Yeah, and you can save yourself some hassle by not having to go to the store all the time. Just go to harrys.com, buy online. You can actually save $5 on any of their sets or any first time purchase right now. If you go there and you use the promo code BaldMove and you put that in all caps,
all one word too, right?
All one word, all caps. You will get $5 off your first order, whatever that may be. So you can get like the Truman set, which starts at $15, so it's just $10 for a month's worth of shaving products.
Yeah, and the stuff smells good too.
It does.
Yeah. I've smelled you walking around the office. What's that? I couldn't tell about the tactile feel of how it feels shaving, but I imagine it feels as good as it smells. Yes.
Sure. I think it smells great. So feeling as good as it smells is a tough order to fill, but yeah, I think
because you're still dragging metal across your face.
It feels as good as that can feel.
Yeah. It's maximum comfort.
Shaving part of your body off, yeah. But no, those do smell real good. And I only use them from time to time. That's the aftershave lotion that I've been using. And they have gift sets with that in it too. You can get, they just came out with a travel bag that they also sell with their gift sets. So if you really want to go all out, you can spend a little bit more and, really impress that guy in your life with a bunch of razors and shaving products that he'll probably certainly need. Yeah. Can't imagine any guy not needing razors at some point in his life.
Yeah, best case scenario, you've turned him on to something that's going to save him money and give him a better product, better experience.
Yeah, so go to harrys.com, use promo code BaldMove, one word, all caps, get $5 off your first order. All right.
We got feedback, I assume?
Yeah, let's get to feedback.
Okay.
We start out with Dan from Philly. Says, the fact that no one has a plan in case something like a breach happens, or this fucking Morgan has now surpassed Lori and Tyrese as the most annoying character ever in the show. Substitute the baby for the doctor and its baseball hat guy all over again with Tyrese. We all remember that.
Yep.
It says last week, Tara leaning off the wall by one leg, making headshots 2 feet from the wolf guy.
Preach it.
She tosses him her gun.
Amen.
This episode, what the fuck?
Church.
Season has all the same bullshit problems of Fear the Walking Dead, and I can't help wondering if it's a case of splitting resources. I don't know. I didn't get the impression that people, like, aside from some executive producers, were working on both shows.
They're getting to the point that every time I see something spectacular like the season finale, I'm starting to think, and we even talked about this off the scenes, like, wow, that was really exciting and like tons of extras and digital effects. Does that mean we're going to get shafted the rest of the season?
You're not wrong.
And I feel like that's been the case on, like, the Carol's assault on Terminus was like blow your hair back, and then that was the only spectacular thing. And then I'm starting to see a pattern here.
Yeah. Natalie from New Jersey says, so here's what I like about this episode. Deanna, full stop. Saving Rick, encouraging Rick to grow his beard back, stop being a douche, encouraging Michonne to stop putting herself last and wanting something for herself, going out like a real
Maybe
G
Rick.
at the end. She does. She puts in cough, Rick, cough.
Aha!
I don't know.
I'm on the same wavelength this week.
I just don't think that's what Deanna was getting at. Right?
No.
She's not talking about Rick. She's talking about
that wouldn't be in the spirit of the Bechdel
real
test.
for herself. Yeah.
If Michonne is just her chief concern is the man in her life.
Yeah, I didn't get that from it.
It's not very Michonne-y. Come to that.
Here's what she didn't like. Jessica giving shitty advice to her child. I know you're scared, but if you tried not being scared, 9-year-old son of mine. Okay, great. Sam's dumbass playing that 1920s music in his dirty room while there is a crisis happening. I looked up that song. That's Tiptoe Through the Tulips, and the original's from like 1929.
Sure.
It's old as fuck.
I mean, you can tell. It's got that old-timey...
Yeah.
But
I mean, there are remakes of it, and I was like trying to see which one it was. Ron taking being a little shit to new levels, the continual ruin of Morgan's character.
Yeah.
The fact that this mid-season finale resolved fucking nothing after 4 episodes of boring build-up and a botched death fake-out.
Yeah.
See you in 3 months for the climax. All that stuff, very bad.
Mm-hmm.
Shum says, that was the worst episode all season, and it was the mid-season finale. I was bored for a while waiting for the action to kick in, and I realized I was 52 minutes into the episode. I think during the live watch, I looked down at the clock about the same time and was like, nothing. What is going to happen here? They've got to change the game somehow. I'm
trying to think if that is the worst episode of the series or of this season, or if it's just we were in such an apathetic funk that it needed to be a barn burner of an episode for us to appreciate it, and now.
Yeah, I don't think it's the worst.
This is kind of like, what is the worst episode?
I mean, the stuff with Glenn was pretty bad.
Episode 3 crashed pretty hard.
Yeah, because it came right off of the Glenn stuff.
But then you could argue that's the opposite. You had 2 really strong episodes that, then cratered hard. I don't know. It's weird. It felt like that. It felt like that one. Wasn't there a season? Man, I don't know. I'm trying to think that the 1.5 season where it was all about the plague, and then you had 3 episodes of the governor, and it's like there was a couple of really good episodes, but everything else is kind of more blah than it was truly terrible.
Is that season 4?
Yeah, I think 4B.
Yeah,
or maybe 4A.
Yeah, I mean the only finale I can think of that was worse than this was season 3.
Yeah, and that was
that was a complete shit show.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Yeah. This one's
pretty
bad.
You still got some floor.
Sure.
You still got some floor to work with, guys. Good news.
He goes on, nothing happened this entire episode. It's built up to an event that didn't occur. Rick's people walking through the crowd was the interesting event in the comic. He doesn't say what happens there, but he says it was interesting. I don't know what he's talking about. He says the damn showrunners thought it brilliant to put it off until February. Can't emphasize how bored I was watching this episode. And then by the time we get to the stuff with the wolf, I was just angry. Would you guys agree that they have undermined several characters with that scene?
Yes.
With the wolf, yeah.
Yeah, like I find you guys know this. Carol and Morgan were like really up there in the firmament of the constellation of The Walking Dead.
Mm-hmm.
Like we were incredibly high in both those characters, really incredibly excited to see what Lenny James is going to bring to the table. And they've made Carol, like, again, I
Carol's
agree with her.
Carol's still on my list of people I like, but
sure.
she's sliding.
Sure. But
Morgan's hanging on her legs as she's dangling from the cliff.
Yeah. She's hanging on by her fingernail, and Morgan's trying to clip it.
Yep.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah.
And like also by neglect, they've made Glenn less interesting.
Yeah.
And Sasha and Abraham, and a lot of these characters that are being choked out in favor for these stupid plots. So it's not great. Like the only ones I'm still maintaining high interest level. Like right now, who are you most high on?
Wow, that's a tough question. Before this episode, I might have said Denise. Honestly, she was cool. Getting real good. I'm not. Daryl hasn't done anything in a long time.
My answer
Carl?
Yes.
Carl? I mean,
that's
he
what I wanted.
like...
That's what I was hoping you'd say, because that's
okay.
Me. Yeah, everything that's come up with Carl has been interesting, and I feel like in character for what he would do.
I think you're right.
Like seeing him grow up on this series, and like he's flirting with the first romantic angle, and becoming a leader amongst his peers, and trying to walk that line with Ron, and I think he is the most compelling, interesting character on The Walking Dead right now.
He's playing a dangerous game with Ron, but for fairly reasonable.
Yeah, no, I can. There's
ideals.
a lot of things going on in his head that I think are all good.
Yeah.
So that's. I mean, I've always liked Carl because the father-son angle with Rick is the thing that really continues to pull me into the show. But I guess this is the first season where I feel like Carl's become an interesting person unto his own right.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like he's got a character and he's not there just to inconvenience Rick or, to amp the, he was the Judith before the show had a Judith. Now the show's got Judith, so I don't need to have him wander off and do some dumb bullshit.
Yeah, and they really started that thread last season.
True or false? He needs to fucking lose the hat.
It's not doing him any looks favors. Although the hair underneath it isn't great either, I gotta say.
Yeah, sure, he's going to the Daryl barbershop, but the hat's gotta go. Like, I hope that there's an actual turning point in his character where he can put the hat down.
Yeah. He is still following in his father's footsteps for the most part. So
yeah,
I get it, but yeah, we'll see. You know who would agree with us on Carl?
Who's that?
Jake A.
Well, it
Jake
sounds like
A
a
says,
tasteful name.
Hey guys, is it just me or is Carl kind of cool now? Maybe it's Chandler Riggs acting, maturing, or the character of Carl maturing, but either way, a character I used to loathe is growing on me, so that's a win.
Sure.
Yeah, we kind of said our piece on that.
You did something right, Lori. You brought Carl into the world.
Yeah, the hard way.
Have we seen the Grimes Milkman?
We haven't, no. And, she taught him some pretty hard lessons, namely with her death.
Sure.
Gary says, what the fuck happened to Eugene's radio? They finally paid off on the tease on who was on the other end of the line when Abraham tried to raise Rick 2 episodes ago, which was great, but then they completely botched the rest of it. When Tara and Rosita once again save his completely worthless ass, he just stands there frozen with the machete, and they get him to relative safety in the garage. Why wouldn't he get back on the horn with Abraham to emphasize how truly fucked their predicament is?
Mm-hmm.
Side note, what do you think Eugene and Abraham's radio handle should be?
The handlebar and the mullet.
Okay. I was going to go with hairstyles, too.
Yeah. Handlebar calling for mullet. Come back, mullet.
Mullet here.
This is mullet. Go ahead, handlebar. That's good. Or dolphin smooth.
Dolphin smooth.
Flipper to mullet. Flipper to mullet.
Uh-huh.
Eugene's got to be mullet. You could argue. You could argue a lot with Abraham. Flat top, ginger.
Mm-hmm.
You could give a lot of different, but Eugene's got to be the mullet.
Yeah,
and he brought it on himself. Like that's
I think he wants to be
feature.
skipper now. Abraham wants to be skipper.
Skipper?
Yeah, he's taken on the naval jackets. He wants to command a boat. That's what I think. 2 more less glaring issues were how Donatello reference, was able to knock the knife out of Carol's hand after they established that her fingers were locked into the finger holds on the handle, or how the wolf managed to knock Morgan out with his hands tied up. But that's a fair point. Like, that thing is
designed to keep that from happening.
It's Bloody Knuckles combined. Bloody Knuckles, is that what they're called?
No, Brass Knuckles.
Brass Knuckles, combined with a knife. So, like,
yeah.
I don't know how he knocked it out of her hand.
Well, that's how good Aikido is.
I guess so. Matt in New York City. New York. Sorry. He put NYC.
Wait, why?
What am I?
New York City. What the hell? You can't say
New York, New York. People get angry when you say New York City.
Do they?
That's not the name of the place.
Well, I mean, like
the city of New York.
Okay, so if anyone said Indianapolis City, I'd just be like, "Huh, that's weird." I wouldn't get mad about it.
Oh, well, you don't hear it all the time. It would get annoying after a while.
New York City.
I don't know.
But I mean, it's
but
not
he wrote
our
NYC.
fault that
what am I supposed to do?
That's what I'm saying. It's not our fault that your state and city are the same name. Like,
I didn't mean to start
if it was Indiana, you'd probably hear a lot more Indiana fucking city. Mm-hmm. So again, fuck off, back off your ledges, calm down. You're already the biggest, most successful, most celebrated city in the world, arguably, certainly top 3. Let it go. Jesus, there's nothing more annoying than talking about New York with a New Yorker.
I'd like to just say for the record...
God help you if you have less than perfect knowledge of their city.
For the record, Matt said none of this. I know. So I don't want to give him any shit.
But we got, like, Cecily talked shit about Brooklyn once in a Orange is the New podcast.
Brooklyn, yeah.
You wouldn't believe how much email we got. So I'm just doing an experiment. On this cast is approximately 30 times the size of Orange is the New Blood. So I'm expecting something like 500 angry New Yorker messages in your mailbox, and that amuses me.
All right. Well, I did them a favor. I did them a favor by correcting it to New York, New York instead of New York City.
You can advocate for puppy murder, flood my box, and I want to start shit with New Yorkers.
There you go. I finally came to peace with the fact that the cover yourself in zombie guts was something the writers regretted, and that we as a fan base were supposed to pretend that that was no longer an option because they haven't used it. Otherwise, they should at least...
Wait, say that again? What?
The cover yourself in zombie guts tactic where you can camouflage yourself. He came to terms with it, says, okay, the writers haven't used it again, so they want us to think you can't use it.
Right.
They regret that decision.
That was a Darabont decision. It was dumb. Because you can get out of too many convenient situations.
Sure.
You don't want that kind of thing going on in our world.
And so he's like, otherwise they would at the very least use these suits to go outside the wall and draw the walkers away. And at most, if I were in the zombie apocalypse, what I would do is be wearing the gut suit 24/7.
Like, yeah, anytime like that'd be like cops put on bulletproof vests before they put on their uniform.
Yeah.
You'd put on the bed sheets and you'd smear yourself with guts. Why wouldn't you?
He says it's an invisibility cloak.
Yeah.
It's surefire protection.
Anyway. It's like if you lived in a world full of predators, one of the things you would do before you go outside the protected predator wall
cover yourself in mud.
Is you'd roll in the mud.
Mm-hmm.
If you didn't, you'd be an idiot.
Yeah.
So yeah, all right. Wow, this is worse than I thought.
All right, moving on. Barry C. from the UK. Am I a psychopath for thinking that when someone is bit in the middle of a crisis like Deanna was, it's not totally inappropriate to ask them if they wouldn't mind being used as bait? No. Obviously, if they say no, fine. But I know if I was bitten, I'd offer to run outside screaming, "Free food here, zombies," while the rest of the group made a run for it.
No, I think we joked about that on the live watch, but yes, no, I don't think it's... I mean, it'd probably be gauche to ask, but...
Well, we talked about this when Pet Shop Pixie Cut Ankle Lady broke her ankles and was like, just leave me here.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to leave you here. Go outside and draw them away.
Yeah. No, I think that...
Make yourself useful.
That would be interesting to see people... And people have done it, like, in The Walking Dead, T-Dog famously... Yeah. Went out to give someone else a chance after he'd already been bit.
Mm-hmm.
So
he's the only stand-up guy.
I mean, could that be like a trope? But I don't know. I think that's interesting things about the zombie apocalypse. We talked about how I find like what would happen to human culture as a result of the zombie apocalypse. Like, what would funerary customs be like? And it would be interesting if societal pressures made it to where the expectation was if you got bit in a situation that you'd be a real asshole. If you didn't try to make yourself a distraction or a bait or something like that.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
I don't know if it's been enough time to have that really instilled into a culture, but that'd be an interesting thing. Because you're right. You're a Walking Dead person at that point.
Yeah.
You're a Walking
Unlike all the other Walking Dead people. Andrew E. has some half-season awards that I'm going to indulge him in. He gives MVP of the half-season to The Wolf in the Cell. He came in, he killed a bunch of people, got his infection treated, ran away with Denise after everybody in the town shits the bed. All he had to do was sit, watch, and wait for them to all trip over their own dicks. I'm sure he enjoyed hearing Morgan's story. Idiot of the season is Morgan, clearly. Outstanding moment, guy runs into frame and kills pasta maker lady with a machete. I did really enjoyed that.
No more having to look for pasta machines.
And disappointment, everything that came after that. Yeah, hard to argue.
Man, 6 weeks ago, we were declaring this could possibly be the greatest stretch of 3 episodes of all time.
Yep, how quickly it all falls apart. Trey says, I don't know if you were aware, but The Walking Dead has a contest going. Sorry, I think it's The Talking Dead has a contest going, and the winners get to sit on the couch and talk about the show with Hardwick and the gang. Please tell me what we have to do to get you guys on there. That would actually make
Would we survive the vetting process? There's no way we make it to the couch, right? Even if
Absolutely
we rigged the and we won.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Even if it's community vote and people went out and voted for us, no.
At some point, they would listen to our podcast and be like, no fucking way.
Yeah.
Would you have the balls to go out there on camera and really, really stick it to him?
It's a good question.
Would you Marilyn Manson the occasion?
Oh,
just make an ass of yourself?
I'm not sure.
Although in this case, it wouldn't be because of the drugs or alcohol, although that certainly would be cited years later as a contributing factor.
Yeah.
It would be just our disdain for what's going on.
I think, is that show actually filmed and broadcast live?
No. Well,
it's possible that it is. I'm not certain.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they could stop you once you got on the show.
Yeah, I don't know. Because I feel like if it wasn't live, they would have done something with that Marilyn Manson episode.
Or all of the episodes and just thrown them in the garbage.
Yeah, it's a live. It says, Wikipedia says it's a live, so they got a tape delay at best.
So if we could somehow weasel our way through the vetting process.
Yeah, they couldn't stop us.
Once we're on set, it's over.
Yep. Game, it's checkmate.
I'm gonna have to look into this.
What I want to know is, like, in the ensuing chaos, would Hardwick join our cause?
Oh, could we turn him?
Or would he be like Robert the Bruce and turn his horses away and leave us there to die?
Could we, like, pull the veneer off of Chris Hardwick?
Yeah.
That would be the most amazing part, is if Chris Hardwick just decided, you know what, you guys are right. Fuck this show.
I've been dying to ask these questions, but I can't contractually.
And then he turns on the guests as well, who are like Gail Ann Hurd and Scott Gimple.
Yeah.
And I don't know, some random comedian who has no ties.
You have, if you come on that show, I bet you would have to sign pretty ironclad. You know, because that's the thing. Like, it's all fun and games if I'm just pissing off Scott Gimple, but if I'm like going to get sued for $100,000 because I opened my mouth, that's going to harsh my independent podcasting.
How do you make
courage.
someone sign a contract that says they won't say anything objectionable? Like, who's judging it?
Easy. You could so easy do that.
You could get people to sign a contract that says that, but how do you enforce that? Like,
because they have millions of dollars and I have $34.
You have no lawyers.
Yes, that's exactly. I mean, it's not legal or conducive to free speech or
fair or
anything like that, but it's the way things work.
All right.
It's the way. You don't know how the world works out there, Jim.
Those
lawyers that get you that you died screaming to a tree.
While Gail Ann Hurd and Scott Gimple eat your guts out. All right. Mark says, fuck, I wish the wolf captive had just killed everybody like he said he would. I don't even care if Carol had to die. He talked a big game, and in the end, he did nothing. One more redemption arc, all set up for the second half of season 6. I can see this Joker in a white robe with a bow staff walking side by side with Morgan, morgalizing the citizens of Alexandria for years to come. I don't see that.
Two thoughts.
I think this guy is true blue insane.
How awesome would it have been if the wolf had killed Denise and Morgan and left Carol because he respected the fact that she wanted to kill him?
There you go.
Like, maybe you've got wolf potential yet.
Yeah.
And that would actually interestingly tie back to her putting a W on her head, and we'd actually start having real conversations about, ooh, what's this? You know, this change in Carol. Maybe she's gone too far. Mm-hmm. I forget what my second thought was going to be. Damn it. That was even better than the first.
Okay.
What was that? So his thing was about the Morgan.
Yeah, about this guy being converted by Morgan, and being his new disciple, like Morgan was for Twisty.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't see it. Martin H. says, as an instructor who taught lockpicking to over 1,000 law enforcement officers and military personnel, I'd like to call bullshit on Eugene's lockpicking technique.
Indeed.
In the garage, he can be seen using a single pick. In reality, you need a pick and a turning tool to apply turning pressure on the cylinder. Eugene's technique would never open the door, ever. Mm-hmm. Agreed.
And again, you can't get all the details right, but that's a pretty easy detail to get.
Such an easy one.
In fact, I feel like if I was Eugene and I had as little to do in the show and I'm just getting my scripts, I might actually, I'm going to have to pick a lock. You know what? I'm going to go Wikipedia lockpicking. I'm going to watch a YouTube video because I think this would be pretty cool.
And then they hand you the paperclip on set. You're like, this ain't going to work.
Yeah, now, like, maybe
he
did that, and he's like, maybe I get two. But, like, I don't feel like that on this show, if the Eugene said, I need this to be screen accurate, anybody would fight him. So it's like, there's a lot of blame to go around here.
You're right.
Like, I remember reading an article in, like, like, this is something stupid, but, like, Star Trek The Next Generation. Kind of silly show. I love it. It was in his syndicated television. But I guess Gates McFadden really was a stickler about, like, if you give me the tricorder and I'm hitting buttons and I'm doing this particular scan, I better hit the same fucking buttons the next time I do it.
Yeah.
Because, probably no one pays attention, but the one nerd, it's going to impress him that we did this details. Or if you've got these random stickers when I'm looking at this scan, they better be the next, when I'm doing another full body scan, they better be the same layout. Like, she had to kind of, like, everybody's like, oh, you're kind of a bitch, and blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, like, some of this is on the actors, too.
Yeah.
Like, you're not doing a whole lot, and your character's not super impressive. Get the fucking lockpicking right.
Sure.
Sweat the 5 minutes on the internet,
Yeah, and like I can't imagine somebody brought like one paperclip from home and was like, sorry, that's the only paperclip I have. You didn't bring the box, really?
Or honestly, if lockpicking was in a skill set, I would have been super impressed if you just whipped out a professional lockpick set.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
You know, like I believe
super
a guy
useful
like
in the apocalypse.
Yeah, like a guy like Eugene would have a wallet with a condom in it that's never been used, and he'd have a lockpick set in his other back pocket.
Sure,
that'd have been cool too.
All right, Anthony B, not that Anthony B, the one you're thinking of.
We got Tom's not in Volkswagen. We got Anthony's not B's. What is what is going on?
18 Anthony's right in. We have more Anthony listeners than any other name.
We need code names. We
do. I go by whatever they write in. So write your own code name in. He says he's going to be Mullet. So I have been the ultimate Morgan defender all season, but I think this was my breaking point. I'm officially on Team Exile Morgan so he can tap into his inner Carol and come save them from crazy cannibals. I really hope they don't kill him, though. I don't know how I feel about this finale. I feel like I was missing something. It wasn't that crazy of a finale at all. Check this out. In my opinion, I think the sneak peek they gave with Daryl, Sasha, and Abraham should have been in the finale to kind of spice up this finale a bit and give it a little more juice instead of making us have to sit through 10 minutes of that fucking Ninja Warrior bullshit to see the sneak peek. Did you see the sneak peek?
No, I did not.
I watched it.
What'd you think? Sepinwall was not impressed.
I mean...
He said it made the finale more frustrating.
It makes it frustrating that it's not in the damn episode and all of it is for marketing purpose. What it is it's just Daryl, Abraham, and Sasha driving down the road. They encounter a group of bikers who are perched in the middle of it, and they get them out of their car. They make them drop their weapons and all this shit, and they say everything you have belongs to Negan. Definitive saying of the word Negan. Now we now know how it is.
All right,
no longer have to guess or waffle on that.
Gritting my molars so hard they feel like they're going to explode.
It's not how you spell it, man. It's not how you spell it.
Yeah, it's fine. I feel like that's a story of my life. I read a word and I decide how to pronounce it in my head years before I ever hear it pronounced, and it's always the wrong way. Always the wrong way.
But this is a problem, right? Like, I'm going to take something that should be a cliffhanger and super interesting, and I'm going to cut it off at the end of this episode, and I'm going to stick it into another show that I want you to watch because marketing.
Uh-huh.
Because we want to make this other show something. Like, that makes a sense if all you care about is making money and getting people to watch your shows.
Sure. But it's also been an 8-week experiment with this airline thing.
Yeah. That's different because that's kind of completely separate from the story of Fear the Walking Dead.
But it's interesting because it started with no reason to care about it.
Yeah.
Bewildering characters, and it ended with no real payoff.
Yeah. Kind of like this season.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting little microcosm.
I don't know. Anyway, moving on. Giovanni says, when Rick told Jesse that smearing themselves with the inside of walkers will allow them to just walk amongst the living dead, why wasn't her reaction more along the lines of, what? And you're just telling us now? Why have we not been doing this the whole time? Why did you not use this skill yesterday when the place was surrounded by walkers and you were trying to figure out how to get past them to draw them away? Sure, fair point. Moving on, Nathan P.
You're right. Arguably, that should be one of the, right. Tie your shoelaces first.
Yeah.
Successful ways to evade zombies and fool zombies before you go to teaching them how to attack.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is pretty basic shit. J.K. Rowling had it figured out at Hogwarts. You don't teach the children offensive spells and then later on how to protect yourselves from them. You do step A before step B. Damn it. Like, I feel like we're off our game, the bitching game.
When you're comparing it to Hogwarts? Why?
No, I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of fundamental, just stupid things that we're not even calling out anymore. Because, we used to have to dig deep, remember?
Yeah, well, we turned our brains off.
We're writing I was writing survival guides critiquing, like, the stupid shit they're doing from a survival standpoint. Like, damn.
Yeah.
I guess our shows would be 4 hours long if we just, like, did a full-on autopsy every week. But that stuff annoys me. That, like, you're right. That makes no sense. That's dumb. I'm kind of annoyed that I didn't bitch about it before you did.
All right. Well, let's see what Nathan P. bitches about. We've had so many filler episodes and wasted time subplots this half, and we can't even finish the fucking story. How are they managing to butcher this arc? I have absolutely no idea where any of these characters are in relation to one another. Rick goes from being right at the front of the herd to Jesse's house, but where is that in terms of Alexandria? Outer? The middle? No clue. Therefore, we have no clue how long it would take to fill the streets with zombies. Spencer, Aaron, Eric, Tobin, the armory lady, Heath, and any other somewhat useful Alexandrians literally disappeared into thin air. Finally, the return of Judith is in danger. Judith is always in danger. It's as if they were saving them all for this moment. Oh, all the Judith is in danger references. Jesse leaves the baby alone in the house to fight zombies in the intro. Check. Rick leaves Judith behind, being looked after by the doomed, soon-to-be zombie survivor. Check. Carl starts to suffocate Judith in a bloody blanket before they all take her into the zombie herd. Check.
Oh, yeah.
He says also, I bet even though they are carrying a freaking baby through the streets, Sam will cause more noise.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
that's. I feel bad for Sam because you got you're competing with a colicky baby, and you're still the biggest liability of this group.
Yeah, I agree. Virgilio in California. Even the ending was disappointing. Here's how the ending should have gone down. He's gonna do a little rewriting of the script for the writers. Daryl stops the truck at a good standoff distance from this motorcycle blockade that we're talking about. Abraham gets out, fires the AT-4, this rocket launcher, right into the center of those motorcycles, while Daryl drives through the motorcycles. Abraham and Sasha shoot up any remaining bandits. Yeah, if you watch that, like, they just roll down this street to where there's an obvious group of bikers spread across the street. Guess what? Truck beats motorcycle every time.
Yeah, I haven't
Every
seen
time.
it, but maybe that will happen.
No, well, it's clear that they've stopped and they've gotten out of their cars and out of the truck, rather.
All right.
So, not good. Beverly B says, look, I'm against the death penalty as part of a civilized, advanced society. But I understand that if you're living as a nomad in the desert or in the zombie apocalypse, you have no choice but to execute people who are a danger to you. Having said that, we now understand mental illness and the role of past trauma in fostering violence in people. This should give normal people some level of discomfort about playing the role of executioner. I don't disagree that Morgan's desire to rehabilitate this guy is a little whacked. On the other hand, Carol's bloodlust about executing him as soon as possible, even when he is tied up, is also not exactly healthy.
That's true.
Yeah, and I think we talked a little bit about that. He says, you guys can mock Morgan, but it's long-standing television tradition that good guys, in quotes, only execute when absolutely necessary and only with great reluctance. That is because reluctance is also a part of our moral code. You don't just walk up to a man who is tied up and slit his throat without at the very least taking a moment to reflect. If Carol had killed the guy in the moment of battle, fine. But since she didn't, her desire to fight Morgan to the death in order to personally dispatch the wolf right then was kind of weird. The Lizzie storyline was powerful because you felt like Carol was doing something she didn't want to do because it was necessary, but having her really, really, really want to do it is not any less dysfunctional than Morgan.
Well, wait a second.
I mostly agree with what she's
I agree with her
saying
philosophy
there.
broadly about people, but I don't think she's taken Carol's personal history into account because, as she said, she had to kill a child, and then she had to liberate her friends from a camp that was going to eat them cannibal style. And then these cannibals hunted them down and ate one of their friends and tried to murder. I mean, she's been through a lot of trauma. I think she's the type of character who would kill this person in cold blood without remorse.
Yeah,
because it's not like this is a mistaken identity or like Tara where she was duped. I mean, this guy, it seems like he is a clear and present danger to everyone, regardless of whether he's got a gun in his hand or not. Now, again, that's not normal. But Carol has not been through a normal process. This is what, it's like every once in a while you get an article about the military. It's like, we've listened to these, we watched this gun footage of the military and like it's super racist and dehumanizing. Well, no shit. They're blowing humans away with artillery rounds. Like, unless you either can go crazy and start enjoying it or you can get like a gallows humor or a detached kind of, you disassociate from it. But like, it shouldn't be bizarre that if your profession is killing people, that you have a somewhat skewed view of it. So, like, it doesn't surprise me that Carol's got a skewed view of the value of human's life by modern standards.
Yeah, and as far as that moment of, reluctance or or some qualms about killing. She's had that moment.
Yeah.
She's had that moment many times, and I think most prominently with Lizzie.
Yeah.
But then it gets easier from there. You know, you get into a pattern. You start to understand a lot about the nature of people
at
a certain point, and you can spot when there are bad people.
Yeah.
And you can do something about it if you've done something about it before, right? I think it gets easier over time.
Yeah.
To do those things.
And
now
she's seen the downside of not doing that and taking the soft approach. And,
certainly.
I mean,
but I'm not totally defending her. I think she's starting to go a little too far with her own ideals.
Agreed.
But I don't know that I want to call total bullshit on it yet.
Okay. Yeah, I think she's going a little too far for what this show is trying to go for, its ideal post-apocalyptic morality.
Yeah.
Which is already kind of an absurd concept. But yeah, like, this show has a certain notion of what heroics look like. Mm-hmm. And she's starting to veer off that path. But she's I already thought it was outrageous that Rick, banished her the first time. But mostly because of, just, I don't know. I don't want to start that argument again. I'm just saying that, I think she's a ways away from needing to be banished again.
Yeah, I thought the idea of banishing Morgan would be pretty funny.
Banishing Morgan, yeah. Especially if if the whole group decided to do that.
Yeah. Make him catch up with where Carol's at. Because that's when she
the
had
other thing is,
experience.
I don't know that Morgan would be mined, honestly. If you want to go out and rehabilitate people, go out and do it. Set up your own little camp and rehabilitate and take whatever chances you want. And if they wake up in the middle of the night and slit your throat because you let your guard down for 1 second, well, then you died for what you believed in. Don't make all of us, including baby Judith, who has no say in the matter, take that risk for you.
But Twisty told them not to be alone with goats, so I don't know what you want.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, Milosh writes in, so I watched the episode this morning, and I thought it was pretty all right for the most part. However, once I went on Twitter right after, I came across the scene with the Saviors. I guess I can say that? I don't know.
I'm slightly uncomfortable with the level of spoilers we've delved in, but this is release stuff. If you're a true fan listening to the podcast, I'm sure you watched the actual material.
Yeah, I mean, it's officially released. I'm not pulling any punches on officially released material.
Yeah, I know.
Come on.
Yeah.
It says Negan is finally mentioned. He was livid. I get that they're trying to promote the Badlands show, but did they really have to leave out such a key scene that will obviously lead into next season as one of the major storylines going forward? I think it's total bullshit and a sleazy tactic that hurts the viewing experience.
It sounds like that should have been the final scene of the episode and not make people wait through 10 minutes of Into the Badlands.
For sure. I think we talked about it. Mike Snow says, tell me how it makes any fucking sense that the survivors can score a headshot on every walker that comes near them, but when the lone wolf is held at gunpoint by Rosita and Tara, they don't fire at him to set Denise free.
Breach.
There's no way they should miss that shot.
Breach.
There were other things to be disappointed about with this episode, but this scene stood out the most to me. Alex D says, incredible special effects and cinematography, check. Actors that give 1,000%, I think he meant to type that, no matter what, check. Modest supply of badass hotties, check. Pretty decent music selection and score, check. Story, script, and self-awareness,
forgot about that.
Yeah, he says he just realized today that Walking Dead really has the full package, but it's fascinating how the entire thing can get dragged into the pit of TV due to lazy and uninspired writing. What do you guys think is the root of this crud? Is it an inexperienced writing team, an incompetent showrunner?
Nope.
Or, and I choose to subscribe to this theory, he says, does Kirkman have his nose shoved so far into production that he will not allow the story to move too quickly or stray too far from his original plot lines?
I don't think that's it either.
Yeah,
I've come around to they are making the show they want to make.
Yeah.
Or the other option is all those things are true about them being inexperienced and all that, but they're so insulated from criticism because the show is so successful commercially that no one sits and questions it.
Yeah.
So, it's like if you have some insanely popular thing. I'm trying to think of another analogy of this where something is like super popular but it's not great, but people like it anyway.
I'm not going to say it. I've got a show in my head, but people are going to roast me. No, I'm not.
But like let's say I was a Coors Light fan. Like I'm passionate about loving Coors over shitty Miller and Budweiser.
Okay.
And then I tried craft brew, and I'm like, oh shit, I've been drinking the same beer the whole time, and I had a strong opinion for it. But it's still insanely popular, and I don't want to be a beer snob because there's nothing wrong with the way Coors Light or any of the a light American beers taste. And shit, I love the Miller High Life as much as anybody.
But it's for a time and place.
But it's not. It's you're having strong preferences over very minor variations of a product, and until someone introduces you to something better, then yeah, shit, Walking Dead's awesome.
All right. Ellen says Jesse must be some kind of wolf sleeper agent or a spy for an upcoming enemy, or a former stripper, or basically anything other than a hairdresser, because there is no way a self-respecting hairdresser would give their child a bowl cut of that magnitude. That kid's hair has been bugging me for weeks now. Jesse must be hiding something, and to be honest, she may even be hiding it in Sam's hair. This entire family is untrustworthy, and I really wouldn't mind watching a Walker horde have a Jesse, Sam, and Ron buffet next season.
But she's not really a hairdresser, right?
She's not.
That's what she does for the town. Like, she's giving the whole town a mom haircut.
I think so. I don't think she was actually a hairdresser before the apocalypse hit.
No, yeah.
And if she is, shame on her.
Sure. No, I mean, I suffered through many a mom haircut.
Me too.
My school photos look a lot like Sam. It's I just think that's what she does to be useful.
Yeah, and makes owl art on her front porch.
That's her calling.
Now I gotta imagine that owl art's destroyed again, right? By the horde.
I don't think the walkers are respectful of modern art.
Yeah, they don't appreciate it. Like,
at best, they're going to try to eat it. At worst, they're just going to knock it down and trample it flat.
Margaret in Chicago. I really liked the part where Ron tried to kill Carl. It was great that Carl stopped him and kept Ron's homicidal rage and instability a secret. But why does Carl, think he can rehabilitate Ron? Has he seen it work before? Have we seen this before? I call bullshit if we see Carl and Ron on a dumpster together next season.
Isn't it ridiculous that we've had the same plot line with 4 separate character arcs?
This seems to be the MO of this show.
Like, this was Morgan. Yeah. This is Morgan and Twisty. This was Morgan and the Wolf. This is Glenn and Dickless. This is Ron and Carl in the same fucking season. Mm-hmm. Like, if that's not filler, I don't know what is.
Yeah. Daniel P. says, so one apparent flaw in the show's universe has always bothered me a bit, and I'm curious to get your thoughts. Let's assume that within 3 months after the zombification event, there is a 1% survival rate, with the remaining 99% of the population becoming walkers. From that point on, you're basically dealing with a finite number of walkers. If each living person kills 99 zombies on average, all of the walkers will be permanently eradicated. If the characters we see on the show are at all representative of the general population and their zombie kill rate, it seems you would reach 99-to-1 ratio fairly quickly. Even just killing one walker per person per week would eliminate all walkers in 2 years. I love the zombie apocalypse could never sustain itself math.
He did the math, yeah.
I love those formulas. Mm-hmm. So I decided to read this one.
I think
we had the one about the wall last week where you could take them out in 2 hours.
That's the whole crux of my it requires an enormous suspension of my disbelief to get into the zombie show, period.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like that, because this doesn't seem like it can spread, and I've never seen it cinematically. Well, with fast zombies was one thing, but shambling style,
28 days later.
The Romero style zombies, I just don't buy as a threat to spread, and then as a threat to continue being, or as a threat that continues to menace society for years.
Yeah,
but you gotta buy.
Well, you got math on your side, is all I'm saying.
Sure.
Every formula I've seen says no way.
Yeah.
Jeffrey says, as you highlighted in the instant cast, this week's episode was just another drip instead of the high-powered fire hose spray of dramatic action we would normally expect from a mid-season finale. This highlights the narrative anorexia from which the writer's room is suffering. Seriously, someone throw these guys a box of Twinkies or something. This show has indulged in repeating certain baseline tropes, as we just talked about, but rehashing the beloved Guts Gambit from Season 1 reflects a straight-up lack of creativity, and it's pretty much the last straw. Of course, it didn't help that this week's episode in particular was billed as some sort of climax, when really it's just the middle episode of a season which the network execs have decided to break up for reasons unrelated to dramatic structure. You guys said it, there's a lot of good TV out there, and Walking Dead is no longer it. I wanted to include this episode because this guy, runs a podcast along with a co-host, the TV Museum, which I listened to and thought was really good. And I don't normally like throw shout outs to products or podcasts or shows or whatnot in the podcast, but I thought it was really good. I listened to his Wonder Years episode, and if you're into like old TV,
I love
kind
of
breaking it down.
Sure,
they go through and they watch a few episodes and then do a single podcast on a series. So pretty cool. TV Museum, if you want to check it out. And that's it. That's the end of the feedback.
Okay.
And the end of the episode, coincidentally.
Sure. Are we doing a wrap up?
Yeah, definitely.
Because I'd like to get, and I imagine that's going to be like 50% spoilers. I would like to see some speculation on where they go next and how far they go.
Yeah, we will be doing one, so if you want to send your emails in to watchingdead@baldmove.com, you can get that in anytime before next Tuesday, and we should be including that.
And I'll start a thread on the forum. I'm heading there right now to discuss the mid-season point and all that.
Yeah, and I don't think we did death predictions at the beginning of this season, which is an oversight, but we'll be talking about, what we think is going to happen next.
Would have crapped out because none of the characters I would ever heard of that died before. Well, Nicholas, I guess. Yeah,
I guess you could have guessed him.
Yeah.
But, whatever. We'll probably do some for next season, I assume, but who knows? Who knows? We're playing it fast and loose here.
Sure.
At Bald Move. But that's it. If you want to leave us some feedback, you can also get on Twitter and Facebook, I guess. Go check us out there, or baldmove.com for everything we do. And until next Tuesday, I'm Jim.
I'm Aaron. See ya.